Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Car Wash Magazine Live. I am your host, Matt DeWolf. You may be a little bit excited this week because it was Valentine's week, and this show is all about love, baby. So we're going to talk about what is love, what are they doing, and how is that organization approaching growth. We're talking about love, car wash, friends. So we're going to get into that in just a moment. But you might have noticed at the top of this show, and you might notice dang it, guys. You might notice right down over there, we've got a new logo. All right, so we rebranded. I've been working on this for a long time. I'm super excited to show it to you all. So you saw that in the opening. You're going to see that in the logos here. You're going to see that start to pop up everywhere as it relates to car wash media. So why are we doing that? Why rebrand? Well, a couple of reasons that are I think very important. One is this industry is different. And so our industry publication needs to reflect that. And I think we started that publication 10 years ago. And the way that people consume content is different. The way that our industry is structured is different these days. And the people who are in this industry are slightly different. And so I think it was really important for us to embrace that and to think about the ways that the folks in this industry consume content and the way that we can best serve them. And so this rebrand really takes an approach to modernize what we're doing, to focus on design, and to really represent the creativity and the innovation and the entrepreneurship that comes out of this industry, and that is only going to keep going and keep growing. So we're excited for that. If you want to be able to see that in the flesh, we'll show you this. So this is the Car Wash Magazine logo. This is the kind of underlying brand of the thing. And then if you really want to see that in the flesh and how that's going to come to life in print, you got to be an ICA member, friends. So we're going to send that first issue of the magazine, which will reflect this new brand, and will have all of that energy and all of those stories that you've come to love in it. You got to be a member. This is how you join right down here. That's my only pitch for the day. That's not true. I've got one more. One more for you that is also ICA membership related. The consumer study has launched the latest version. That's the 2022 version. There is a special presentation. Okay, so number one, you can go buy the thing and look at the thing yourself. That's fine. You can go do that. You can also, if you're an ICA member, sign up to attend a special presentation from Research Director Bob Klein, who architected that whole thing. And he's going to share some of the insights from what happened in that study, what's different, and some actionable things that you can take back for your business. That's going to be on March 16th. Okay, so March 16. I heard somewhere that you got to say a thing 3 times before it sticks. March 16, that's 4, maybe 5. So again, go to the link below here. You can see it on the screen. It's ica.carwash.org/research. If you're listening and can't see the screen, that is for that special presentation. So make sure you check that out. What else do I have for you all today, friends? Well, here's the deal. When I was putting the show together this week, I was dying laughing because this industry and the names that show up here are so fun. And it's just like you'll see what I mean. So first of all, our show is about love car wash. Okay, so that's fun in and of itself. But let's get into the headlines, shall we? Here's a good one. So Pinkbird Car Wash starts a $100 million plus investment to try and launch 20 plus express car washes here, trying to grow rapidly. That's a venture with the Vibe Investments and Montgomery Street Partners. So they are off and running. They've got 1 or 2 locations right now, but big announcements, big plans, lots of things coming down the pipe for them. That's Pinkbird. What else do we have, friends? Well, we've got Driven buys Magic Car Wash in Utah. That's a good one. Magic Car Wash, love that. And then they changed that name. They're going to take that and operate it under Take 5. That's going to move the Driven Brands portfolio there in the state of Utah to 13 locations. So on that trajectory, right? That way or I don't know, whatever way it's going up and to the right is what they say. And then this one's maybe one of my favorite headlines this week, guys and gals out there. Quack purchases Mr. Fancy Pants. So really, I mean, like, how many times do you get to say that in a day-to-day work, right? Quack purchases Mr. Fancy Pants. Congratulations on that transaction. And then we've got another good news item for you. We've got a splash in Arkansas making a huge splash. Literally, they're going to make a huge splash. So they are creating a 35,000 square foot facility as their next location. Let me see if I can get a couple of these renderings up for you here. So here you're going to see a few of the renderings. Obviously, this is not ready yet. So they are working on it. It's a lot of work to put on up a 35,000 square foot facility. 2 express interior detail belts, 2 tunnels, lots of vacuums for the members on the inside. Lots of really fantastic stuff going on there. And that particular brand is going to be looking to grow another 8 locations here yet in 2022. And so big things coming for them. Super excited for them. That's what we have in the headline. So I love all the names. Super fun. I get to talk about lots of great companies and car washes who are super creative and have super fun names. So love that. Look, friends, I haven't given you a joke for a while, and that's sort of a thing that we do here. So I've got one for you this week before we get into this conversation with JT Thompson and Darren Skarecky from LUV Car Wash. We're going to get into that right after this. So here you go. Why couldn't the bicycle stand on its own? Well, friends, that's because it was too tired. Hey, there it is. You got it. Okay, so we'll bring those back. We've got some tour activity coming back for you here in a few weeks as well. And we're going to do our best to get to all of these giant washes, all the small washes. We want to check out your wash. We want to highlight what you're doing and share your story. If you've got something you want to share with us, hit me up, mdewolf@carwash.org, and we'll see what we can do to get that out there in the universe. All right, friends, I think that's it for right now on that front. I'm going to take us now into our conversation about growth and about love and about how maybe when you're growing, all you need is love. So not the first rodeo, you might say, right?
No.
Yeah. This is for me the third one we've stood up in the last 3 years. Yeah, because we started with Go at the really just a strategy deck and built that from that, and then with ModWash when I started there, we had 2 units that were open, and then I left. And I think we're at 23 with the acquisition that was in the process of closing, and then we launched LUV September 7th, and we've just been on a tear since.
Yeah, you guys are certainly on a tear. But before we go there, I want to know actually, like, why do you keep doing this? Right, like you've done it a few times. You keep doing these platforms. What is it that's exciting about it, and what is it that draws you to it?
Go ahead, JT.
Yeah, for me, listen. I'm excited to get into and ride it out. With Go, there was a few challenges. It's a great platform. Those guys are doing a great job. I'm really proud of the fact that we were a part of that. And when I left to go to ModWash, and that was really the goal there was pure development. And there'll be a little bit of acquisitions along the way, but I think Karen Hutton is she's really the CEO of that organization. She does a great job, and so for me, I felt like I was really just kind of in her way. So I, in the middle of that, Darren and I, kept connected and knew that we just really, we have very different skill sets, but they're not duplicative, but they're very complementary. So I think we work really well together. And I think in a startup environment, we've done this before. We know, like, we already know the playbook. Like for right now, we're able to hit the ground running because we've done this. And we're pulling all the pieces together. And, the challenge is getting the people, to be honest. I mean, we've got fantastic investors. So when we decided, hey, we wanted to go put this, this new opportunity together, we spoke with a bunch of different private equity, investment banking type of organizations. And we ended up with a group called Susquehanna Private Capital. And these guys have just been fantastic. Like, I just can't say enough. It's been a great relationship. They're very supportive. They stand, they inject, thoughts when they need to, but, they stand out of the way, most all the other time. And I think it's just a very productive relationship. And I think just that's really led to kind of where we are. So Darren, what say you?
Yeah, I mean, you just said it all. We're completely aligned on that. But really, what pulled us back together is, we both had incomplete stories, and we just love doing this, and we love doing this together. And it's really about people and building a team and providing the best car wash experience you can for customers. And I think we feel like we have that experience. We know how to do it, and we have a great network of people in the industry as well. So we're just really trying to pull all that together and have a lot of fun doing it.
Well, and it's the fun part of it, I think. Well, I'm projecting here, but because I want to be doing what you guys are doing, you've got to like play in a lot of spaces, right? And you've got to try some things over here, and then you got to try a few things over here, and you're taking all of those kind of collective experiences and being able to bring that together now into what you see as your visionary platform, right? Like this is the thing that you all want to do and want to grow. So I think that's super awesome. So let's talk then about growth. All right. So you're 32 locations at the moment. I get all the press releases, so I see that that's changing every day. Tell me a little bit about your all's approach there and how you're kind of tackling this whole thing, because there's greenfield, there's acquisition. How are you taking this challenge on?
Yeah, I'll take the first stab. For us, we came in with a clean slate. We obviously had a lot of experience in looking at sites and washes and the markets from our previous history. I mean, Darren all the way back into Mr. Car Wash, but so we came in with an idea that listen, let's go where we feel like we can have a solid competitive edge. And that there's some growth opportunities. So we've kind of picked some different markets. And I mean, every market these days seems to be pretty crowded. So we'll just, when we pick them, we really try to build initially a beachhead, right? It's a little harder to kind of go in with a new build strategy. Though we're doing it mod wash. So, but for us, I think between us and our investors, we said, listen, let's go in, set up beachheads in these markets, and then we'll go back and start building a pipeline and a de novo strategy where we're infilling strategically into those markets where we've set up shop.
Yeah, I mean, super smart approach. I mean, that's sort of like the only way you can do it fast, right? Because you can't. Before we got on this podcast, we were talking about how just labor, materials, permitting, all that stuff is taking so much longer now. You can't grow a platform quickly that way. So you do have to be ready to play that acquisition game a little bit and get in there while you do the work to build up that greenfield pipeline so you can get fruit from that. Totally.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great sites out there. So, from our perspective, we feel like there's an advantage to scale, and that, we can bring some of those advantages to bear. So, for us to go and look and find, some of the smaller groups out there, we feel like, it's a good opportunity for them and it's a great opportunity for us as well. So, but we couple that with the new build.
Yeah. As you guys start to, so as you're growing, right? I mean, to 32 in like no time, that's fast, right? And JT, I know you're no stranger to fast growth. Darren, you probably are not a stranger to fast growth either, because it was happening in Mister. As you guys are kind of growing this business and this car wash and platform, what are you being careful about? What do you want to really make sure kind of stays true to the core? Like, what are you watching?
Yeah, I think it goes back to what JT said originally. It's people. I know a lot of people say it, but we really feel it, and that's what will make us successful. I mean, that's why JT and I have aligned. I mean, it's about people and culture and building that culture, and that's very important to us. So it's one, from the acquisition front, it's meeting the owners on the other side and connecting with them, because there's so many amazing people in this space. And that's what we love about it, is we're meeting new people, new operators every day, or reconnecting with those individuals who we may have talked with in the past. And, just understanding their stories. And a lot of times it's even partnering with them into the future and maintaining those connections, and then leveraging that in a way that everybody benefits. And so it's on that front end acquisition, but then building our internal culture and team and trying to pull in as many good people as we can to help us be successful, because without those really good people, we won't be successful, or not as successful as we think we can be. But at the end of the day, it comes down to those people. We're a service industry, we're a service business, and we got to get that right. And we've been around the block enough to know it's not just cliche to say it, like we have to live it. And that's on JT and I to build out that organization of love that's going to be centered around people.
There you have it, friends. That's just a little bit of that conversation as we get going here, because I want you to listen to the rest of it when you have really solid chunks of time to digest it and think about it, because we have a in-depth, about a 30-minute conversation releasing in the next 12 minutes with both of those folks. It's the continuation of that conversation you just got. We'll get into all manner of things about what love is up to. What is love? What is love? You know the song. You got it. Anyway, friends, that's what we've got for you for this week. I wanted to make sure that you knew about two more things. Number one, I have a really cool swag box that Crew Car Wash sent me about a grand opening. I'm going to open that and do a little unboxing at some point here in the very near future to give you all some fresh ideas about what you might want to do with your own brands. I think it's really awesome. They did a really nice job with it. And then the second thing is we have for you next week a panel on menu design. Now, I know this is something that we all have strong opinions on, that many of us struggle with in our business. So we're going to bring on a panel of 3 experts to talk about this. We're going to talk about what is it we're doing right, what is it we're doing wrong, and maybe what are some things that we just haven't quite thought about yet in terms of what we can do with our menus in terms of bringing that into an overall customer experience. And so that's next week. Make sure you tune in for that. And guess what, friends? Until then, there's just one thing you've got to do, and that is keep it clean.